In this short video, I'm going to remind you how to do index match match and remind you of a few features that must be included and don't have to be included in order to do an index match match. So as you can see here, we are trying to fill in this child table, and we're going to get all that information from the parent table, also called the source or the lookup table. So in order to get the information from the parent table and put it into the child table, we're going to use the index match match. And basically all that does is say, all right, anytime I have the row Dolores or the information Dolores and the species, I want to fill in Dolores's species. So the index match match is going to say, okay, look for Dolores, and that happens to be in the name column, and look for species, and wherever those two intersect, that's the information we fill in. Same thing for Dolores and breed. So it's going to find the breed column, and it's going to find Dolores's name in the name column, and it's going to say, oh, she's a collie, and it's going to fill in that information. That's all an index match match does. So what you have to be sure of is that your species and breed and whatever your headings are in this table match the headings in the other table. So let's go ahead and start. So I'll type in index. And what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find values. And where are those values? Well, they're somewhere in this table. So I highlighted all of the data in the parent table. Type a comma, and it's asking for the row number. Well, how do I find the row number? With a match function. So in order to find the row number, I'm saying, hey, what row is, in this case, Dolores's name in? So I will tell it I'm looking for Dolores. Where am I looking for Dolores? In the name column. And in this case, again, I am looking for Dolores's name in the name column, which isn't the first column. So you always want to search for the information in whatever column it is. That's one of the beautiful things about the index match match, as opposed to some of the other methods to find information that does this, is that the information can be in any column. We want an exact match. Type 0. And now it's saying, okay, let's find the column number. Well, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for this species. So I'm going to match the species heading. From where? Well, we're going to look at all of the headings in the lookup table. And I do want it to be an exact match. Close my parentheses twice. And I get that Dolores is a canine. Yep, she's a dog. Okay. Well, that's a good start. You can see that your answer is right. We know Dolores species where those intersect. All right, here's Dolores, here's species, she's canine. The great thing about index match match is you know if you're right. You can logically check the answers. But now we want to take this formula and copy it down and over so it gets all of the information in the table all with one formula. So I always double click just to make it easier on myself. And I know anytime I have a range in an index match match, I never want that range to change because those are all from the parent table or the source or lookup table, and they're never going to change in this case. Okay? So when I have this range of things that I'm looking for, I'm going to lock them all. So anytime we have a range, lock it. We'll come back to the other stuff. Here's another range. And remember, a range is something that has a cell through, that's what those colons mean, and another cell. So go ahead, make it easy on yourself. Just lock those, and then come back and do the other things. Okay, so in this case, we have A3. This is Dolores's name. Well, we want Dolores to change down to Kendall and then Merle. So we want it to change the row numbers. But we always want it to stay in column A. So lock the column letter, leave the row number so it will change. Now let's go over to B2 because we have the species. In this case, we want to change it from species to breed to years. So we want the column letters to change, but we always want it to stay in this row. So lock the row number. Now when we press enter, and copy it down, we can check and see, okay, Kendall's species. Let's find her. Kendall, okay, species, feline. Good, we're correct. Let's take these and copy them over. And, all right, Dolores was a collie, Kendall was a domestic shorthair, and Merle is an American farm dog. Okay. But, what about the years? What happened? What is NA? It's broken. Okay, don't panic if you see this. The match return for this is saying, hey, it's not applicable. I can't tell you what row or column this is. And you want to know why? Well, I can't tell you Dolores's years because years, the heading that you're looking for, isn't in the source table. So it responds with a not applicable. That's why it's really important that the headings in the table, the ones you're looking for, match exactly. All right, so in this case, I'm just going to leave it, but I want you to know that that's what that means when it pops up, that if you get an NA or a not applicable, it means that it couldn't find a match, and that does occasionally happen. And in this case, it doesn't matter. You will not find this in your exams. So if you're looking for an exam, you will always have an answer in there. But in this case, that's what happens when your headings don't match, or if you're looking for, I don't know, you're looking for something strange in here like Wilson, and Wilson isn't one of the names, it will return an NA because that information is not in the lookup table.